So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean, because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Rasta is involved in progress, in making understanding and preaching traditional culture to people. Rasta not killers. That's the good word you can be a Rasta. If you're bad, if you're bad, then you're bad. If you're good, then you're good.
What would I have to do to be a Rastafari?
Many can't spell, but I that them up we under. You can't tell them man different from woman. Yeah, the people them as well. The food I give we cancer. Look how long we a tell them about the benefits of ganja. Them not like the smell, so we no get no sponsor. Rum and cigarette company, them running rampant. No money now flow. The ghetto get so stagnant. You have it strong like junior gang flag man. Me say me can't breathe. Inna this a suffocation. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me feel claustrophobic. Up in a system where no economic growth is. Me say me can't breathe. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me can't breathe. When the youth can't write, I can't. In the depths of this mental pollution, them want we take a dive. Living in destitution, but still we are survive. In spite of persecution, we humble as a child. Because this revolution is of a different kind. We have a different mind. I breathe some different signs, living in a different time. I can feel the frequencies changing around me. It's like the anxiety I drown me. Me say me can't breathe. In a this suffocation. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me feel claustrophobic. Up in a system where no economic growth is. Me say me can't breathe. In a this suffocation. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me can't breathe. When the youth can't write and can't read. A long time the Rasta man I want them fill out the bloody meat and go take it to the farm them. Now I just disease them a put in a the can and the damn soya bean. Tumor start farm and the youth them at the future yet the police a remand them. Tell Queen Elizabeth give you what we demand. A repatriation chant to the motherland. Yes we gone then. We know our resort we go harm them cause we can't breathe. In a this a suffocation. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me feel claustrophobic. Up in a system where no economic growth is. Me say me can't breathe. In a this a suffocation. The people living in a sufferation. Me can't breathe. Me can't breathe. sound. Babylon is burning down, yeah. A king still see I wear the crown. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, come on. Feel like we can't breathe. This is suffocation. The people living in a suffocation. We can't breathe. The people are suffering.
Alright guys, welcome back to Islannd Tea. It's Tuesday, March 2nd, and the time is now 9:01 according to what I'm seeing here in the studio. And we just had talking trash. What make people so nasty, Jade?
I don't think they love our country the way they say they love our country. Because if they did, they wouldn't do all of that.
Say something again, Kevon?
We're supposed to keep our country clean.
Supposed to keep our country clean, but unfortunately,
We don't.
I don't understand. Like, this is my thing too. Like, you must know that if you throw something just in some random place, at some point it can be somebody else's responsibility. Like, and I think that's what it is. It's this pass on. Like, let somebody else deal with that there, man.
That is so.
You think? But I don't know.
I remember once I was coming out of Amri Bakery, and somebody had they had like a can of soda and a straw, a regular plastic straw with the paper wrapping on it, and she took out the straw and she ripped off the paper part and she literally dropped it in the drain. So I watched and I'm like, Miss, you dropped that. Here, and the moment you drop it, I throw it down. So I'm like, so you gonna pick it up? She's like, no. I said, so who gonna pick it up? She said, oh, you gotta get them work to do. If not there to clean, how they can clean? I said, okay. Because if that's the mentality we have, then we must dirty the country to give people a job to clean.
Yeah, and the attitude there is very yeah, that's such a turn off. And I could understand the frustration from the people who are tasked with keeping the country clean.
Yeah.
Because it's like, watch it, you know, this remind me of, you know how angry your mother used to get, like, after she just done wash up all the dishes and then you just come and put it in your plate and bust off.
Why would you do that? Like, let me say something, right? Even as an adult, right? If anybody's in the kitchen washing the dishes, I would come in with my plate and literally ask them to wash it. Not ask them to wash it, but ask them if I can wash it. Because one, I'm not trying to give them extra work. And two, like, I can't just expect people to just clean up after me. Clean up after yourself.
Oh, boy.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. But it's time for tea. Hee hee.
By the way, guys, if you're just hearing Kevon, I don't know why Antigua is not allowing us to function.
Yeah. So
But
I've
we're
been
having
located by
some technical difficulties with his camera, but you can hear him, you just can't see him currently.
Yeah, I've been located by the feds, and they're trying to sabotage. So,
The bills got done. See what happened now?
right?
Darren probably let them know. Hey, one of them here. One of them each.
On a no-fly list. But let's jump into some tea time. So let's talk about the Dominican Republic and them building a fence along their border. So the president of the Dominican Republic, Luis, I can't say that name, the last name. I feel like I'm gonna butcher it. Abinader has announced plans to build a fence along the border with Haiti, which extends about 380 kilometers or 236 miles. According to the president, the barrier will help to curb illegal immigration, drugs, and the flow of stolen vehicles between the two countries. And the two countries share the Caribbean island of Hispaniola. And he also said work on the barrier will start later this year. He also said, in a period of 2 years, we want to put an end to a serious problem of illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and that is what he said in an address to Congress. The cost of the project has not been disclosed, but of course we can expect that it's going to be quite pricey.
Billions. Got to be billions.
Billions, easily.
This gives me big American vibes when they were trying to build a wall Like, I don't know.
You
Is
know,
that the way
you
to
know what I
solve
think is
these
funny
kind of
about that?
problems? Building a wall, building a fence, or building whatever. How about trying to figure out
Mhm.
why is it people feel the need to have to migrate from their country to yours illegally? Like, how about we work on that one first? Because the same money
I
you're
think
putting into this wall or fence, you could be putting to help people.
yeah, but I think that's the issue. I think the issue now is that so here it is. You have one government recognizing that you have this issue of people crossing the border. Not only people crossing to say make a better life for themselves or whatever, but coming over, stealing property, taking it back. You have a serious drug trafficking problem that they're discussing, and so yes, you do have this situation where because of the socioeconomic situation in Haiti that is well documented, people feel the need to engage in these kinds of behaviors. So now imagine the government goes, you know what, we're going to go and do humanitarian work in Haiti to try and curb some of these problems.
Poor Haiti boy.
Right? And like I think to be honest, and I think this was the thing that people didn't understand about the Mexico border wall thing that Trump was suggesting, was that is an easier sell.
Then fixing the problem.
That is an easier sell than saying, you know what we're going to do, we're going to go into these other people's country and try to fix their socio-economic problems. Like if like that's an easier sell. Like you can imagine the type of kickback you get for a country, and especially in this case, we have a country that has its own issues with poverty and inequality and stuff like that, and saying they're going to fix them problems in another country. Yeah, so I think like you can't just look at the situations and go like, oh, but yeah, this is what they need to do and whatever. Like the geopolitical like landscape is very, very tricky. Yeah. These are the things that these are hard questions. These are hard questions, hard situations, and sometimes
And
it's easier to just be like, yellow fence.
right, the Dominican Republic has a population of about 11 million, and they've already started some fencing, but it is estimated that about 500,000 Haitian migrants are living in the country, so 500,000 are there, and most of them illegally. And in January, the government agreed to help Haiti provide identity papers to its citizens living in the neighboring country. But
I mean, they have had a very ticklish history between the two
right,
countries. You know, they've had a very ticklish. Remember, not long ago, I think it was last year, or year before last, actually, where there was basically a crackdown on the illegal Haitian immigrants. And there had been people who had been living there for years and years and years, working, families, children that were born there and stuff like that were forced to leave. They were deported actually. So, I mean, it's a very long lasting and ticklish situation. And I don't have the answers for these things, you know, like.
Yeah.
I really don't have the answers. I mean, all these things come